Kia reckons that this Niro model offers the best of both worlds, combining fashionable crossover looks with exemplary hybrid efficiency. It's not perhaps the kind of car you'd expect from this growing Korean brand, but in its own way, it promises to be a very appealing one.
The Niro's hybrid system mates a 1.6-litre GDI petrol engine to a 44 bhp electric motor. But it's more sophisticated than a rival Toyota setup in a couple of key ways. First, instead of an old-fashioned nickel metal hydride battery, this setup uses more modern lithium-ion technology that'll hold its charge for longer, more regularly allowing this Kia to switch to all-electric progress around town traffic. Secondly, the whole package is mated to a proper dual-clutch automatic gearbox, rather than the usual slow-responding belt-driven CVT auto transmission that rival hybrid models tend to be saddled with. As a result, this Kia is a smooth and effective tool in daily use, even if it isn't quite as efficient as a rival Toyota Prius. Still, likely owners will probably find the running costs more than satisfactory. 74.3 miles per gallon on the combined cycle and 88 grams per kilometre of CO2 supposed to be possible, provided you stick with the variant running on the smaller 16-inch wheels. Inevitably, of course, you're going to need to adopt a very relaxed driving style in order to realise figures like these. But this Kia's whole demeanour encourages that anyway, as do assorted dials and gauges that include an energy flow meter in the instrument binnacle and various diagrammatic graphics on the centre dash infotainment screen. If you really must push things along and use the full 139 bhp output that the engine and electric motor can together provide, then you'll find that, like most hybrids, this one doesn't take particularly kindly to being hustled along. Though body roll through the turns is reasonably well controlled, thanks to suspension that has to be stiffer than might ordinarily be ideal in order to cope with the extra weight of the hybrid system. That means you'll feel the bumps a little more than you might expect to in this class of car, but in compensation, there's quite exemplary standards of refinement. In that respect, this Kia represents a truly lovely way to travel. We're not sure if Kia's designers in Korea and California deliberately set out to blur the boundaries with this design between Focus-style family hatch and Duke-style small crossover. That's certainly the kind of look we've ended up with here. Now, you might not immediately pigeonhole this Niro as any kind of crossover, but Kia is keen that you should look a little closer and pick out the detailed features that would usually identify more lifestyle-orientated models of the Duke genre. You notice quite a few of these from a rear perspective. Things like this rear skid plate, the squared-off bumper, and these high-set LED C-shaped taillight clusters. A neat reef spoiler adds a sporty touch, and that bumper features a diffuser-style design that channels airflow beneath the car. Get behind the wheel and you'll appreciate the clean, uncluttered cabin and the smart and effective way that Kia goes about communicating to you this car's various functions. Ahead of you is an instrument cluster featuring an energy flow meter dial, where the rev counter would normally be, and a central so-called supervision cluster display that briefs you on driving data along with your fuel and battery charge usage. Anything that this can't tell you will be found on the central dash infotainment screen, which, as well as the usual audio, navigational and Bluetooth phone functions, has a hybrid menu that can diagrammatically show the hybrid system's operation in real time. Now let's move into the back, a part of this Niro that's sure to impress you. So forget the cramped quarters common to other compact crossover models. In this one, 3 adults can sit reasonably comfortably, aided by this commendably low central transmission tunnel. Step around to the boot and you'll find that this large tailgate swings up easily. You don't need to be a gym fanatic to lift it up. There's a lot more room here than you get from a Focus-sized family hatchback or a comparably priced small diesel-powered crossover. 427 litres to be exact. Overall, this is a car that delivers on Kia's promise to develop its products with quality and segment-leading technology. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it'll be right for you, but there's no doubt of one thing. In terms of the kind of wish list that a buyer in this part of the market might have, the Niro ticks a lot of boxes.